Hey everybody, Scott with Dr. Yates' office again here. Just wanted to kind of show you another one of our great results with one of our great patients. Obviously Dr. Yates is here with us today too. And in this mix we also have Ashley. She is our new PA injector. She does Botox and fillers and things like that. So PRP and any of you guys need anything, there you go.
She's a PA.
Yeah, PA.
Tell everybody what that means. Like, 'cause
I'm a
people say
physician assistant, so I'm able to see my own patients, diagnose and prescribe. So I'm here to make you look beautiful.
Oh, wonderful.
Awesome.
Like, what state are you from? Are you from Florida?
I'm from Indiana, Northwest Indiana, and I moved to Chicago about a year ago. And I love Chicago, and now it's my home.
Oh, wow.
Awesome.
Why do you like Chicago?
There's so much of a diversity here. I never am bored. There's always something going on and people to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree, Scott?
I totally agree.
What about you? What about Paul? What do you say? Paul?
By the way, this is our
This
patient.
is Paul.
We
got
he
lost.
he wasn't just sitting here. This is what
Yeah.
he does.
He's the director of the shoot.
Yeah. He's a centerpiece.
Right.
Yeah. So, but anyway, Paul came to us. How long ago did you come to us, Paul?
6 months ago.
6 months ago. And
We've only known you for 6 months?
seems like a lot longer.
Seems like a lot longer. Okay. That's good, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very good. But you know, he was just he's a very successful guy. He was just looking to kind of enhance his appearance, and you know, as we always tell patients, we're not giving you something that you never had. We're giving you something back that you used to have. But so Paul, we did how many grafts did we do?
2,200, I believe.
Basically here in front and top, right?
Right.
We get those photos.
You got photos?
We do.
Okay, let's see. Don't show him yet. Just show the camera.
Okay.
So those are his photos before we did surgery on it. Okay, let's look at that one. We'll do like cards or the, you know, we won't show them the cards. Now, okay. Now we'll show these to Paul, said to prove like lawyers do. Is this a resemblance of you, Paul? Is this you?
Who that?
Who's this?
Yes, it is. This one's my favorite.
That's the favorite.
This is I don't know this guy.
This is the one where we drew in the hairline. Now, if you watch, what do you watch? Like ESPN and those sports channels, you'll see guys that actually do this. They draw their hairline in and they fill it in like with what they call beiging or fibers, and it looks just like this on TV. So if any of you guys are watching, I want to tell you a secret. Everybody has high definition TV, and we can see when you do this. So why don't you just do it the right way and come here? Come here to Chicago or somewhere and get it done correctly. We're trying not to be mean, but I think it's in your best interest. We do have HD TV. So Paul, this is you, right?
Yes.
So what do you think about that? I mean, what do you think about how you look here?
I think a couple of things is, you know, I was getting to the point where obviously it's bald, not much hair, and I was just like, for a while I was like wearing it tight or low. And I was coming to a place where I was like, well, maybe I should start shaving my head completely or bicking my head, you know?
Yeah.
And I met someone that I trusted. I knew her, liked her, trusted her, and she said, why don't you just come in and meet Dr. Yates and talk to him a little bit? And you know, you don't trust anyone with your head, right? So I met him, and
that's good advice.
Yeah. So Dr. Yates has a big personality and is very charismatic. The one thing is that he's also very humble and a real person. So for me, when I met him, I mean this with respect, but a lot of times physicians have a high arrogance level, and their deserve level's higher than it should be. So with him, I just asked him, my closing question to him was, what do you honestly think of my donor region in the back of my head? And he, without just turning around and instantly him say, oh, it's great, or you're a perfect candidate. He goes, come a little closer, let me look. And then, you know, he touched the hair, and obviously that's what he does, so he knows like the coarseness of the hair. And he said, you know, I think you're an excellent candidate. And then he said, actually, let me look at something. You're a really good candidate. And it didn't come across very sales-like at all for me, and I really appreciate that. Very much how I would select my dentist. And then, you know, Scott was terrific to work with on the you know, how am I going to pay for this
Right.
type thing. So there's always a plan.
And you
for
guys
that.
work something out?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Scott,
Yeah.
you know, Scott-
Obviously.
Well, true, obviously, yes.
And I'm happy to report that my invoice is at 0, so
Yeah.
that's good.
That's a good thing.
But no, it's
So how does it make you feel? Has
Yeah.
anybody said anything to
You know,
you?
couple things on that is just, I think naturally either a person's confident or they're not.
Right.
It can be a tool to help you, but it's not going to just totally 100% get back your confidence
Right.
or whatever. So for me, it was more of like in addition to confidence level.
Right.
So you were already confident,
Yeah, I
whether
would-
you had hair or not.
I would think so. I was like, hey,
But are
it's
you
part-
more confident now? If you were-
100%.
So if
There
you
you
were a 7 now, as far as confidence, out of 10, you're an 11.5 now.
Yeah, let's say like 6 and 11 and a half.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me just
Can
interrupt
I
you
say
for a second.
one other
Yeah,
quick thing?
Of course.
Okay, so when I moved to Chicago, I overheard one of my friends say, hey, if Paul's, I don't know where they came up with this, but one guy got back to me, they're like, hey, if Paul's that successful, then why doesn't he get new hair? And I'm like, you know, this is a bigger city than I'm originally from, so. I was
When
like,
did he say that?
He said that to me pretty early on when I moved here. Yeah,
Mhm.
like in this stage. And I went like, man, if that's how people are really gonna judge people just based on the fact of whether they have hair or not, I looked at it as like a tool for me to potentially, you know, have more time with someone or not be ridden off on something really quickly.
Right.
So
So you heard this person say that?
yeah, so I was like, you know what, that's not the
But you overheard a comment. They just didn't say it to you.
They
Hey,
didn't
if
say
you're
to
so
my face,
successful, where's your hair?
Where's your hair? Because
Yeah.
you can do that now. You can pay for it.
Right.
So then that's another thing too is like someone that's close to me said to me very direct communicator was like, Paul, you know, women make changes to themselves
Right.
often more than you know. Like they
Right.
lip fillers and
Yeah.
injections and things and like
Yeah.
breast implants and things like that. So
Right.
and they're
So
like,
that's good.
you know, if you want to do something about it, just do
Well,
it.
they do butt implants too.
Butts too.
Yeah, men do that too.
Oh.
You know, they do men do chest implants.
Calf
implants.
implants.
We saw a guy recently, it was very obvious, because he was very thin, but his calves were like sticking out across the room. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
wow, that's not natural.
Um,
But I was gonna ask you something, Paul.
yeah.
As far as say, like all of us, Scott and I, we talked on a radio show once about internet dating sites. You
Yeah.
know, there's a lot of data out there that says women prefer men with hair on their internet dating picture.
Yeah.
You know, like they'll scroll. I don't know what all this scroll to the right and left is because we're old people.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know how to scroll. You know,
Yeah.
but I know that you
Oh.
scroll to the green or. The good news is guys with hair get more scrolls. Okay.
For sure.
So I'm going to ask you a question. First, I'm going to ask Miss Physician Assistant Ashley, you know, because we have a whole lot of people here that give us a lot of advice, inside advice. You know, we always come to Ashley. Or
Yeah.
So Ashley, what's the inside advice on fellas with the hair thing? You know, does it matter if a guy has hair? Is it all about his personality, or is he has to be funny, or is it everything put together? Or when you see a guy that doesn't have hair, you're already like turned off, like, hey, I don't really like this guy.
I
And
think,
you-
I think it depends. So I'm looking for a whole package. I feel like you have to be attracted to someone if you're going to date them or have any relationship with them. So hair is like just a huge factor. So I would say that definitely plays a role.
There
Right.
you go.
There you go. If
Enough
Ashley
said.
said,
Enough said.
what else can we say? So,
One thing I'd like to just
yeah, I was going to ask you, do you
Yeah.
find like when you're walking down the street now, you get more looks from women?
Be careful, he's taken.
But I'm sure you were getting a lot before, so you were firing at a 7 before, so
Yeah.
you
And
get a lot
now
of
you
looks.
almost doubled.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
doubled.
Yeah.
So now
Well, I
they have to
definitely
stop
noticed.
traffic.
Been a
I've
few
noticed-
accidents.
All right.
I've noticed an increase of that. and
Yes.
it's, I just, you know, my mom was a beautician when I was growing up, right?
Right.
She just worked from home,
Right.
and I used to have the most gorgeous hair when I was younger, and she used to. I wanted to keep it short because the kids in school
Right.
would tease me,
Right.
and she said, you know, you're gonna regret that someday. Like, you know, you should love your hair. And I just kept it short. And then, you know, moms are always right.
Yeah.
Always.
And I was, so now when I see my mom, like I recently had dinner with her, and she just loves it. She loves my, and I mean, that's great. I love that fact of it. But
Yeah.
I gotta tell you, about 5.5 months in, when I woke up in the morning and I was able to take like a brush and actually comb my hair, that was a game changer. I loved that moment.
Yeah.
So, or when I'm in my convertible and my hair is blown. I
There
like
you
that
go,
too.
yeah.
That's a good feeling. So
Like-
why do you think more guys don't do this? Because you see guys on the street all the time, and we always
I
see
get-
guys when we're walking, we're saying, wow, what's wrong with that guy?
Right.
3 things I believe come to mind. Just
Okay.
you know, naturally is
One.
one, they don't know where to go.
They can come here.
Yeah.
Okay, we solved that one. What's
I
2?
mean,
It's quick.
2, it's like, you know, how am I gonna pay for it?
Well, we got options for that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Scott's an incredible guy, very relatable and
Thank you.
yeah, and easy to talk with, and so highly recommend Scott to work with. I consider you a friend now too. So
Yeah.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
And then thirdly is just, you know, depending on the business professional and kind of what your schedule is. I think for me, it's kind of like, what's the arrogance level of the people on the staff that I'm going to be working with? And, you know, at a certain level, their time is extremely important, right? And we all know that. I mean, you know, I don't know the dollar amount, but maybe $1,000 an hour, whatever it is. But, you know, it's nice that they treat you like people as well. And that's something that I really looked at, because I'd rather maybe I don't know about that, but I mean, like, if someone's gonna disrespect you and through this whole process, you know,
Right.
it's like, you'd probably still rather have your hair, but at the end of the day, it's a real treat when you get your hair. You
And
meet
we're
some
cool.
really cool people,
Yeah, there you go.
and they treat you very well and nice and respectful. And I mean, it's just, I wish I would have done it sooner.
Yeah.
But I didn't, again, going back to my number one
Right.
thing, I didn't know where to go.
Right. You found some cool people and
Well, I guess one of the best things about Paul's hair is it looks natural. You know, because we always say that naturalness trumps like density. Because the first thing guys, when they come in, they say, "Oh, I want density," because they hear that word on the internet. And so it's an educational process teaching people about density and looking at websites and pictures. Because on every doctor's website, everybody looks great. You know, so we always, what do we say? We say, look at video,
Right.
because you can't Photoshop video. Well, you can, but we can't. You know.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're the old people. We can barely
We're
work
not
on
advanced.
iPhone. We can, you know, we're not advanced. So whatever happens here just comes out. You know, it's hair. It's natural. It's nothing on his hair like a lot of guys, you know, spraying stuff, and it looks beautiful.
I
you know?
remember one other thing you told me. I'm like, did you mean to like you're a true professional, and you like, I just completely trusted you.
Good.
And you
I like to hear that.
you drew that line on my head, and you're like, you put like kind of a little dip on this side, and you're like, you're gonna thank me later for that. I go, really? And now like I have this little curl going on over here, and I'm like, you know,
But
I
it's
know.
all
worked out.
Yeah.
It's all natural. You're
Yeah.
like Clark Gable now. It looks good.
Thank you.
And eventually, we'll probably do some more. Everybody wants more, because why? Because you want more density. You want to tweak it. I say it's like buying your first house. You know, you get the house, you love it, and then you say, I want a pool. You know, I want to change the bathroom. I want to redo the kitchen. Not that you need to. It's just that you'll want to do these things to kind of add on there. But like Ash, if you saw Paul walking down the street, would you say he had a hair transplant if you didn't know what you knew?
No.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ryan, she's from Indiana, so there they don't lie or, you know.
We're very
I'm
honest
very
over there.
trustworthy.
They're very good. They pick apples. I learned just recently. Do you pick apples? They pick apples there a lot, right?
Yeah, in the fall, Cornet County Line Orchard. I
Right.
go to. It's in Hobart.
Picking-
It's great.
Apple
Can you
picking.
imagine you have to pay to pick an apple? So you're like paying the farmer to do his work. Why can't he pick the apple and give it to me? You
I go
know?
for the
That's how we
cider
think
and
in
the
Chicago,
donuts.
huh?
The cider and the donuts. I'll bring some back.
Ah,
We'll make another segment
donuts.
on it.
Yeah.
We all love donuts
Apple
here.
cider donut.
I think on our next video we're going to talk about donuts and hair transplants, because there is a link. Okay.
And then maybe Paul's hairstylist who's down the hall.
You know, next time
His
we'll do.
haircut's so
Oh,
great,
yeah.
and that's a
But
big.
very important. The haircut's everything. So I just want to.
So next time we'll meet Tracy.
Well, Scott, walk us through Paul's haircut. You know, why is this cool for the hair that he has? Why is his haircut essential?
Well, first of all, the style is right now anyway to keep the sides short and the top longer, because it makes it just look more clean. But it also keeps everything in proportion too when you have your hair shorter on the sides. Because some people When they get a hair
and turn
restoration.
to the side like this. And we punched 2,200 grafts. You can't see any evidence.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, you know, always, you know, you have to measure somebody's skill by the front has to look good, but the back has to look good too. You just can't blow through this donor and leave like a golf divot back here.
Right.
You know.
People do ask me that a lot. Where's your scar?
Yeah.
And the technology has changed a lot.
It is, but still today, while we're shooting this video, here in Chicago, I bet 10 people are getting their head sliced open, getting a strip, while we're talking right now.
Right.
So to me, I mean, everybody has platforms. I would say, in my book, probably not a good idea. It's not the worst thing, but I would never do it.
Right. Yeah.
So haircut tight on the sides, always longer on the top, is always going to be a better show off for your density. So Ash, anything you want to say closing here?
I think that it's okay for guys to get transplants. Women do enhancements all the time, and they shouldn't be afraid to make themselves look better, because then it's going to make themselves more confident and all around a better person in general. I know whenever I look good and dress well, I have a better day. Might be a little superficial, but throwing on lip gloss and making sure my makeup's done on point, I always have a better day.
Right. Well, Paul said his confidence was at 11.5. Where would you consider yours?
Confidence when I am ready.
Yeah, when you're ready.
When you're ready to go.
I have to be at a 10 at all times.
So you're at
There you
10. So Paul's at 11.5. I'm not going to ask
So
Scott.
he's doing
And
better
don't
than
ask
me.
me, but Paul has trumped us all today. So if you
Raise
wanna-
the bar.
We always say we want your hair to grow more than you do, which is true. I want your hair to grow better and faster than you do. We do a lot of PRP to speed up the growth, and I think, do we do PRP on you, Paul?
I don't believe so. Well, I don't know, Scott. You tell me.
I don't know either,
I
but
don't know.
we do it almost on everybody because we know that it helps the growth. So come see us in Chicago. If you have any questions, you can call myself, Scott, or Ashley about anything we do, or call Paul, and he'll tell you what you need to know.
Absolutely.
See you soon. Dr.
Bye.
Yates. Bye.
Bye.
That we got a
Is
little
it off?
long. That we got a little long.